My Club World Cup Fantasy Match Day 1 team reveal is finally here, guys. In this video, we're going to be going through my team selection for Match Day 1, why it is so important to understand the point system and the hidden gems in it for you to actually win the Club World Cup Fantasy. We're also going to discuss why I've decided not to go with Mbappe or any Real Madrid picks, and then we're also going to get a few wise words from the FPL Force as to how we should be approaching our team selection. So without further ado, let's get into it. So here's a stat for you guys. Over 70% of you guys watching are not subscribed. Now let's make a deal. So in the next few minutes, if you guys get the value that you're looking for from this video, please do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button. It would honestly make a huge difference in helping me and my one-man team bringing you guys more content throughout the season. So sounds like a deal? Let's get into it. All right guys. Now right off the bat, we have to first talk about the point system. As you can see down there, one of the hidden gems is the scouting bonus. If you own a player less than 5% owned and they score more than 4 points, that is 4 points and above, then guys, they get extra 2 points as well. That is so important because think about this. If you have a defender and they get a clean sheet, just a clean sheet, for the end of the game, they're walking away with 9 points. 9 points. That is a haul, especially for us managers who used to play FPL. Now imagine if it's an attacking defender and they get an assist as well. That's 12 points. And if they score, bro, that's like 17 points. So that's going to be a huge differential for you and your team in being able to gain the edge on a lot of players. Understanding the point system, guys, is so important, because if you don't, then how else are you going to score and optimize on scoring the most maximum points for each and every single match day? So I have put a link in the description for you to see point system on all of them as well, like it is down here below. Check it out. This really does help you when deciding between the two players that you are undecided on. You have to be able to go like, cool, which player here is actually going to score me based on the point system the best, the most points. And yeah, check that out, guys. Let's go through my team selection. Now I had to start off with that because a lot of my strategy right now is I want 2/3 of my team to be less than 5% owned and 1/3 to be more than 5% owned. Now this can go absolutely great or it can go absolutely wrong, but the strategy with it along it is, of course, I'm in it to win it. I don't know about y'all guys, but a lot of people, of course, their team is highly owned, and I say that in the sense of like, out of the 15 players, probably 3 or 4, it's vice versa. They've got about 1/3, which is just about 1/3 or less than 1/3, 3 to 5 players who actually are less than 5% owned. So the time to go differential for me is within the group stage, because it's in this time I have enough players to use and pick to be able to be differential. The moment we get into the knockout stage, I'm telling you now, guys, we are going to have the same players and it's going to be very hard to differentiate, because it's going to be very obvious which fixtures we want to avoid, where top teams are playing each other and we cannot decide who's going to win that game, and we know there are teams which are playing each other and it's going to be a lot more one-sided, and so we're going to lean a lot more onto those fixtures, those players and those fixtures, and it will be very hard to differentiate. So right now is that time, and that is the strategy with the team. So right off the bat, Jorgensen really is an enabler for me going into my team selection. He wasn't a player I really sought out to go look for. I was looking for an enabler who plays on a different day from my actual number 1 goalkeeper, which we'll go through when we go through the bench. So you know, he's got good fixtures throughout 1, 2, 3. I think Chelsea can win them, and he is 50% in terms of playing, because we're not sure yet between him and Sanchez. So I went for him because I was like, look, I just need a budget goalkeeper. Oh wow, Jorgensen's actually 4 point something, 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, and he could play, I guess, you know. So I don't need him to play because I'm very confident my number one keeper will play. So yeah, I think he's a very great budget enabler, and yeah, a backup goalkeeper as it is. Now I'm gonna go through my starting lineup as it is, as I would play it on match day 1. And in the defense, I have Stanisic, Svensson, as well as Carreras from Benfica. Now automatically you guys can see there the strategy coming in now with less than 5% ownership. Svensson on the border there as it is. Look, I think, you know, if he does touch it on 5%, it is what it is. I'm not going to bust my brain on trying to get somebody else, because I really do like their fixtures across the 2 match days, because my booster strategy really is playing the wild card on match day 3. So I do want somebody who has great fixtures for match day 1 and 2. And they're playing Fluminense, who is a very low ranked in FIFA rankings, to Borussia Dortmund. So I think I believe they can keep a clean sheet there. Now that is the same really with Carreras and Stanisic in terms of who they're playing there. So those players potentially, including Jorgensen, they can each walk away with 9 points if they just have a clean sheet. Svensson is a bit more attacking as well. From my knowledge, he does take corners. Carreras is attacking as well. Stanisic plays really across the back line, so we'll see, because there are some injuries in the defense of Bayern Munich. So we'll see if he is going to be playing on the as a fullback or as a centre back there. Cool. Now going into the midfield, part of the 5 that are above 5%, Olise is definitely there. He's basically to help me keep up with the pack. Highly owned, of course. A lot of people, if not all, should really or would have him in the actual team, but the percentages doesn't say so. Brandt, he fell recently just under 5%. I think when I picked him he was at 5%, so happy about that. Madueke really just to cover up that Chelsea as well. There wasn't anybody I felt I could find really at his price bracket, which was 6.5, who I knew played, had good fixtures as well for match day 1 and 2. So happy to play him, considering looking at the bonus system, comparing him to everybody else. You know, you can get +1 for every 3 chances created. So that's really nice. It's like for the midfielders who do 3 tackles, they can basically get an extra point as well. So hoping that he can get extra points there, and I can also get bonus points, scouting bonus points as well. Tukolugu, sorry about that, please help me out in the comment section there, guys. But yeah, plays for Benfica, amazing fixtures in the group, of course, same one as Bayern Munich. So for match day 1 and match day 2, same strategy. You guys know exactly what it is I'm going for there. He's also like a talisman there, playing on the wing. Yeah, really great goal contribution as well. Then going into the strike force, obvious Omar Mamouche, Haaland and Kane, part of the top 4 most owned, highly owned forwards. So really covering myself there and trying to keep up with the pack there. Not even really thinking differential or anything. The rest of the team is really going to be that. So I think nothing to explain there. We can go straight to the bench, where now we can talk about my manual substitution strategy as well. So Trubin with Benfica is of course going to be really my number 1 goalkeeper. So Jorgensen actually plays first. He plays on the 16th and Trubin plays on the 17th. Then the Juventus players with a great group, of course, as well, have great fixtures for match day 1 and match day 2. As you can see, they're also majority under 5%. Cambiaso is skyrocketing now, having been less than 5% and now is at 5.4%. So he falls as part of the 5 really in my team that is above 5%. So okay with that, happy with that. An attacking defender. Kelly locked in because Renato Vega from Chelsea has gone back to Chelsea, but he's not even included in the actual matchday squad. Not matchday squad, sorry, the squad for the Club World Cup. Francisco Conceição, a bit concerned about him because Gonzalez does really play ahead of him in the team, but considering that we're playing Al Anin, I wouldn't be surprised if they had a bit of rotation here and there, and the fact that he featured in the final as well. I'm hoping they kind of feel like, hey, let's actually just bring him in for this game. You know, it's a good game. We can bring Gonzalez in a more serious game. So we'll see. I think he'll definitely have minutes. He might not start, but I'm happy with that. I'm okay with that. I'm not like, it's not like a headache or anything like that. Yeah, he plays enough minutes and he's also a very good attacking player as well. So I'm very happy with that. I'm so chilled. Cool. So let's talk about, yeah, the manual substitution. And I just want to change this to the date so you can see how it is. And on the 16th, Jorgensen's going to play. If he doesn't play, that's fine. Trubin's going to come in less than 5% on, hoping for a clean sheet, of course, so we can walk away with 9 points at least. That's going to be great, considering a lot of people own Armin, and you know, of course, they're expecting a clean sheet in somewhat of a weaker team than, of course, Benfica, but hoping, of course, that, you know, the keepers everybody's picking don't do necessarily all that well, and even if they do, I get that scouting bonus, which does help me or put me just above them as well. Then, of course, depending on who doesn't do all that well, the Juventus players will come in, definitely, just to help boost me, of course. And of course, they have the potential bonus of the scouting bonus as well, especially with Lloyd Kelly there in the defense as well. Then, captaincy. It is on Kane. I'm not going to go differential there any way, because if captaincy works out and it's along with everybody, even though my team doesn't do well, because I have a lot of differentials, because I've got captaincy right along with everybody else, I will still be able to keep up with the pack. So have to have captaincy on the same person, which is Kane starting off with. And of course, if Kane doesn't perform, then we are going to move the captaincy on to Erling Haaland, which I feel could be a bit of a differential. And I say this because not in terms of him having a low ownership necessarily, he doesn't. But if you look at it, Mbappe is around over 50% owned. Then there's Kane, and then there's Haaland and Omar Mamouche, of course, both equally owned. A lot of people don't actually have Haaland in their squad. They actually have him as the 12th man, so they can't captain him. So I believe they will be captaining Mbappe. Now, this is a chance for me to start talking about why I am not a favorite of Real Madrid assets for this first game. And it's very simple. They got a new coach and they haven't had the time to really work on what they want to do, what Xavi Alonso wants to do with them. So I think because of the time and the guys having been on international, hardly having really had a holiday as well, I think Xavi Alonso has to make do with whatever he can really quickly. And I think that's what's really gonna that's what's really gonna muddle up the players and not necessarily make them perform all that well, because they need to get used to what the actual manager wants them to do with the new system and so on. And even with that as well, like Al Hilal on the other end has Inzaghi, who we know is a very great manager in terms of setting up a defensive team. And I think with their strategy, well, how I would approach this Madrid game, considering the other two in the group being Salzburg and Pachuca, I think Al Hilal knows they can take them on if need be. It's Real Madrid they need to sort out. And so I think they might go into this thinking, look, we just need to scrape a 1-0 win here or a draw if we can. And so we are going to be very defensive. And I think that's what's really going to hinder them hinder Real Madrid from us thinking that they're actually going to go on scoring 4 goals. And this is, guys, again, this is just me and my thoughts and how I'm looking at the mitigating factors. Real Madrid has a new coach. The players haven't actually had time with the new coach. They're going to have to do something a bit new, and there's new talent like Trent as well, and Modric has left, so there's players also injured in the defense like Rudiger, Alaba. Like, they're not necessarily going to be the best in defense as well, and like just moving forward, like it's going to be tough for them. I think this specific game is going to be tough, especially if Inzaghi sets up defensively. I think it'll be hard to break them up because Al Hilal actually has some premium players in their team. So just for this game, I'm going to watch it and see how Mbappe gets along with how the team actually plays, because I don't know if you've noticed how Vinicius Jr., how low-owned Vinicius Jr. is. He is a differential, guys. He is an absolute differential. And that being said, for me, when it comes to my booster strategy, it was playing the 12th man booster in match day 1. And I was owning Erling Haaland, but I realized I don't want to make any unnecessary transfers, which I know I'm going to want to make in match day 2. So I was like, no, bring Haaland in, bring Mamouche in. The defense of Manchester City, in fact, the entire rest of Man City, we're just not even sure of, because these guys have brought in like 5 or 6 players, and we all know it's Pep roulette. So it's really not safe in terms of who's going to be playing. That being said, I felt like, okay, Haaland and Mamouche definitely will play, and in this fixture, it's going to be a good fixture, so they should walk away with good returns, and they got a good fixture in the next game as well. So I don't want to be making those transfers. On top of that, part of the reason why I brought them in as well is because by doing this, and honestly looking at my team and the fixtures for next match day 2, there's really little to none of transfers that I need to make, considering all these players that I've targeted have great match day 1 and 2 fixtures in terms of the teams that they're playing. I can play my match day. I will play my 12th man in match day 2, which will be on Kylian Mbappe or whoever I feel is actually the talisman in the way Xavi Alonso actually sets up for Real Madrid, especially against a weaker team than Al Hilal with a great manager, and that's going to be Pachuca, the Mexican team as well. So I just feel like it's going to be a lot better to use the 12th man there, and then I will use the wild card in match day 3, and then the maximum captain later on when I need to really differentiate myself, and we've all got the same players and we're all not sure who to captain because we've literally got Haaland, Kane and Mbappe, despite the fact that they're playing on all 3 different days. I want to be able to captain the right person. So I think maximum captain is going to help me, especially say, for example, those guys blank. And it's Olisa that actually does better. So I want to be able to differentiate myself then when we all know it's going to be very hard to differentiate ourselves in the knockout round. So yeah, I just want to get, I'm just remembering now that the FPL Force said he wanted to give you guys a little bit of words of wisdom as well. So let's jump into that and hear what the FPL Force has to say.
Silence as the FPL Force brings wisdom. Understand the point system to take advantage of the scouting bonus and maximize your points. Balance your squad. Ensure a mix of goal scorers, assist providers, solid defenders, and attacking for maximum points. Prioritize teams like Manchester City, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Paris Saint-Germain, who all have favorable fixtures and high scoring potential. Target their star players like Erling Haaland, Harry Kane, and Michael Olise. These are prime candidates for big returns. Last but not least, use your boosters wisely. Have a strategy which shapes your team to dominate and win the Club World Cup Fantasy. Remember to subscribe to learn more in the ways of the Force. Now go on, and may the green arrows be with you.
Yeah, guys, so you heard it from the FPL Force there. That's the best way really to approach your team. Let me know what you guys think, if that is exactly how I've approached it. Also put your questions in the comment section. Love helping you guys and your team dilemmas. Yeah, really want to know. And if you guys want to check out some more content, then check out, I'm busy thinking, then check out this video and I'll see you guys later. Peace, guys.